Cleetus McFarland and Travis Pastrana ended up racing in this race. Two people I'm very fond of. They do a lot for when it comes to the auto, motorsports, extreme sports community, and they just have so many fans. Me personally, there's a very small handful of people that I personally would be completely starstruck if I met, and Travis Pastrana is probably the top of the list. I love Travis Pastrana. I'm quite fond of Cleetus McFarland as well. I honestly, around maybe 2.5 years ago, 2 years ago, is when I really began to learn about Cleetus. Maybe a couple of months before he really started trying to get involved with NASCAR. Right before he started that strong friendship that he had with Greg Biffle and R.I.P. Biff. I liked everything they did for the Biff and Denny Hamlin's family and everybody we lost this weekend, Michael Annette, everybody that we lost during the off season. I like how we paid homage to a lot of those guys and girls and kids and everybody that we lost during the off season. I think that was really cool, including in the truck race, a lot of Greg Biffle font, same thing in the Cup race. But back to what I was talking about, Cleetus McFarland and Travis Pastrana. Pastrana ran a good race. He overall ran pretty well. I think he got a top 15. So overall, he ran a good race, stayed out of trouble pretty much all day. So good on Travis Pastrana. And Cleetus, he had major speed. He was near the top of qualifying at one point, almost ended up making round two of qualifying. I thought that would have been really cool. He came just short of making that. And his lack of experience in a Craftsman truck really showed at the beginning of that race, wrecking out only a couple laps into the race, just not quite sure what to do with the draft in the air. And that's one of the reasons why I personally think they should be, even though they're risking wrecking the car, they should be practicing this stuff during practice, not just qualifying runs, because that's pretty much what they did. They practiced qualifying runs and practice just general handling of the trucks. They did that with the Ram trucks. So Tony Stewart felt pretty uncomfortable at the start of this race as well, and we'll talk about Tony Stewart in a second. And Cleetus McFarland obviously felt really uncomfortable, and you just don't know what you don't know, and that's what happened there with Cleetus. Just doesn't have any experience. I personally want him to come back. I've definitely seen some people online think the opposite, is like, this guy's a joke or something like that. And it's like, dude, this guy has not really any experience in professional racing. He's done some amateur races. He's done the Crown Vic stuff, and he's done a bunch of amateur racing, but he has zero experience at a track like this. He's only raced at a track like this in ARCA, and ARCA cars, they're a lot more secure. They don't get sideways. They don't get nearly as loose as the trucks do, or the Cup cars do, or even the O'Reilly Series cars do. But he doesn't have any experience. He has zero experience. And I would like for him to come back out and get some more experience, because he definitely showed some speed. I personally would like for him to race more than just super speedways. I don't necessarily want. I'm not against him doing full time. It's just he does so much stuff outside of racing. I wouldn't expect him to do full time, but I personally would like for him to do more races at some different tracks, because if he does some of these different speedways, he could be a lot better at handling the race truck. But just a lack of experience, wasn't quite sure going into it how his truck was going to handle in the draft. I think he knew that it was going to be a little bit looser, but I didn't think he quite knew how loose and mishandling the truck may be compared to the ARCA car, because the ARCA car, like I said, is a lot more secure than the truck. But he lost it, just flat out lost it. I know he felt embarrassed about it. Personally, I don't think he should feel embarrassed about it. He has no experience, and it is what it is, and you get experience by being in the moment. So that's how I feel about that. Obviously, y'all have heard me go on about some drivers making mistakes like this and getting on them about it and be like, come on, man, you're a professional. You can't be doing that. But those are usually drivers like a Natalie Decker, which we'll talk about in a little bit, or a Chris Wright, which we actually won't talk about him today. But usually I'm talking about drivers like that, because and get on drivers like that. I mean, because they have a lot of experience. They've done all this before. They've raced these cars before many times. Cleetus had zero experience in draft. He hasn't done any race laps, and there could be the argument made maybe he shouldn't have been out there. And I could hear that argument. I could hear that argument, but at the same time, he shouldn't just go away. Like we want him to come back. I think most NASCAR fans want to see Cleetus McFarland, aka Garrett Mitchell, in a truck more often because of the energy he brings, because of the eyes he brings. He brings in different sponsors. He brings in a bunch of different things. And at the same time, he kind of has that old school racer mindset in a way where he just wants to go out there and run fast. And he also talks in the interviews like how he wants to talk. He's not put in a box like a lot of drivers are. I think we're beginning to break that box with everything that happened in the off season and the Hell Yeah campaign and all that. But still, you get what I'm saying. So I hope Cleetus comes back. I really do. But let me know your thoughts about Cleetus McFarland, and do you think he should come back uh, next year? Not next year, for a couple more races this year in the Craftsman Truck Series. I know he has 6 or 7 ARCA races planned for this season.